and it's kind of fun because if nothing else, it's playing well enough on my 4K settings to not freak out.
Nice of you to join us.
Not freak out.
Take your position, Rook. Nice of you to join us.
But yeah.
Take your position.
Gone?
No, I was just noticing. I think I'm listening to the broadcast and it's somehow coming through. I hear
It's
it
not worth my
unless
time.
that's coming through.
Time is not on your side. There are more behemoths turning up on the frontier every day.
I don't have headsets
And
on
like
right
it or
now.
not,
There we go. No, I found it.
are all that stands between them and the good people
It was
of
coming through
Realmscape.
Mixer. I was like, why do I hear myself?
The people who pay me to make sure you know your
Oh yeah, the
outfit from a
last
pole on the
weapon type
ground.
that I didn't get to was the Warpike. The Warpike, it's mid, it's not fast, it's not slow, it's actually got a good balance, and its main thing is to
Today's the
inflict
day
wound
you
damage.
prove you
Wound
can
is the
all be
fourth
let
type
off
of
the
damage, because then
leash.
there's just
I'm not going to be
if
waiting
white
for
number
you
is
at the
normal,
drop zone.
yellow is part,
These things go wrong.
red is
Today you prove you're
is
not
part
just
is wound
You're
and blue
slayers.
stagger. Wound damage, after you inflict enough wound damage onto a part, it becomes wounded, and before it breaks, during that time period after it's been wounded, it takes increased damage. It makes it much weaker.
Okay.
And the special ability for the pipe is it also has similar to the axe. It has a charge. It has a meter. When you as you do more damage with the pipe, it starts doing more damage in general. The meter fills. At any point during the meter, you can press your special ability button to store that charge as a missile. Now, when it's stored as a missile, the damage meter goes back to 0, and you do flat damage until it fills up. Storing it doesn't actually store the damage buff; it just stores the charge.
Just so that you can cast it.
When you activate again, you start lining up a concussive missile shot, which is another way to boot a creature.
So one of the challenges, admittedly, you've given a ton of information, but having not touched it yet, it's a little like, so I heard there's lots of things to smack.
Pretty much, yeah.
So I think what it'll end up being is I'm just loaded into it. I'm going through the little intro part. Where I just like fell onto an island.
Yeah.
And it's initially talking about what's happening, but I think while playing it will be that opportunity to say, all right, I've got a question about this.
That's where you come in.
Because the challenge is hearing all of that information almost is like, this is too complex. I can't play this.
Yeah, I know, it sounds like I'm like, as I was giving the explanation, like, it doesn't have too much.
Well, it's just,
I have a habit of doing that.
Well, it's one of those, I would say, I could understand the excitement for it as a whole, but it was that level of, wait, is this too big of a game? Alright, I'm going to attempt to, let's see, oh, aha, switch it to my controller. Let's see if I can actually, it seems to work, because this allows me to sit back a little further, therefore, let's see, hold. Oh, it actually like recognizes my specific controller. That's kind of cool.
Hey, can I tell you guys a funny story about what happened today?
Go for it.
Sure. What has been going on with you, Hando?
Okay, so I'm going to spell the following word, and you tell me how it's pronounced. D-E-C-I-M-A-T-O-R.
Say it again. D-E-C. Say it again.
D-E-C-I-M-A-T-O-R.
M-O-T-R? T-E-R?
D-E-C-I-M-A-T-O-R.
I
Decimator?
posted it in chat for anybody who wants to see it.
That's visible as well.
That's a decimator.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
Yeah, decimator.
Okay, correct. The decimator is a piece of equipment that we use frequently in my job. It's kind of a standard.
Okay.
I'm working with this 60-year-old guy who is, quote-unquote, a professional. And we're talking about the setup, and he goes, oh, hey, are we going to use a decimeter?
A decimeter?
What?
And I said, what? I tried to be a little bit more like polite. I said, excuse me, or something like that. And he goes, yeah, a decimeter. We're going to use a decimeter. And I looked at the floor, and my brain locked up because I was like, is this some kind of thing I've never heard of before. And then one of the other guys that's next to us goes, "Oh, decimator, right? Wait, is that how you pronounce it? Decimator or decimeter?" And they're both like, "Wait, how do you pronounce this word?" And I was just like, "Oh my god, oh my god!" And this is just one of the reasons I had to leave today.
Because of pronunciation? That doesn't seem like it would be a big deal.
Sure, why not?
No, it was that times 1,000 all day long and yesterday. It's like I'm working with the Three Stooges, and then the guys that are like in charge are all angry and like snapping at us, and then the guys above them. Oh my God! Here's another thing that happened. So we're setting up rooms, and there are these projectors that are like they have each room with 2 projectors that are shooting at screens. That's kind of a basic vanilla setup that you see on these things. And so it's Sunday. They spec'd the projectors with the wrong lenses, so they are in need of these very specific lenses for this show and the throw distance that they're doing across the room. They are in need of 40 lenses on a Sunday afternoon, which will never happen in any universe ever. They'll be lucky if they even get it tomorrow by the end of day in order for the show to happen. Like these are the guys at the top. Like these are the guys that are building the show and speccing it out.
Okay. So just unrealistic as a whole expectations of what they're trying to accomplish?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the first part of that.
Of just unrealistic expectations of what they're trying to accomplish.
It's very rare that you see this kind of unprofessionalism, like, I mean, from the top down and then from all sides, and it's, I mean, I guess I'm fortunate because I put myself in positions where I'm working with really good people that are really into what they do, and we work with companies that are like rich and together and, you know, like well thought out and planned, and these guys are just a monkey.
The opposite.
Parade. It's just I feel so much better about like having left and thinking about this stuff right now.
Make sure you can still use your sword arm.
Hey, you guys got a decimeter?
The funny part is either one of those to me, I could see you working. So it doesn't break my brain, but
Yeah, we've all had those one or two though. We've all met those one or two people where like, yeah, we need this or get this or whatever. I'm like, what? The thing, the stuff, the place, the thing. See, that to me makes more sense.
The guy with the face and the head?
Yes. Now, I've been using stuff in the place of the thing since old Show X, pre-Show X.
Kill the behemoth. Looks like I got a ranged attack. Oh.
Use a healing potion. Time your dodge for the
When you charge up your bar with the sword, yeah.
Alright, and like I play most games, like anyone who's watched my feed on me doing Zelda stuff or anything, I just go for the attack method.
That works.
Where, what is this dodging people talk about? Oh, took off part of his tail. So it's pretty.
Yeah, it's very pretty actually. That's usually not one of the things I'm very interested in. Like I can usually care less about graphics. I'm more of a
See, how do I say it? I always say, well, graphics aren't necessarily the end-all be-all. They do help me enjoy the experience of something. That's one of those, but if you can, why not also have good graphics?
Ah.
Right, so Okay, graphics are always important, but it depends what you define by your meaning of graphics. If you have some cartoony thing that's, you know, like Borderlands is a great example, that is really enjoyable because it's got its own personal standards that have been preset over a series, and it has its own sort of quality to it, where there's clearly been effort made and it's artistic and enjoyable for different reasons than necessarily detail, and it's still good graphics in my opinion. However, if you have, you know, something like Trine, which is a beautiful game, where the gameplay is still enjoyable, I might first sell the game as something beautiful in an almost artistic way before I sell it as gameplay elements, which is not a bad thing either. It's a different thing as far as games. Now, the worst thing is where you have something that is like bad graphics. For example, Wizards Unite on Android is an example of something that has some PlayStation 2004 bullshit kind of graphics, and that's something that nobody should ever play into. Or
wait, what on Android?
The new Harry Potter game on phone.
It's terrible, guys.
But,
it's
but,
so
but
bad.
again,
It's
didn't you grow up with PS2 graphics and stuff? So they should
I
be
grew up
like.
with PS1 graphics and Sega Genesis, but I realize that we're not several decades from the past.
I still don't think it's nearly as bad as you make it out to be.
Nice work.
Well, no, see, it's funny. As Ken was giving his description about, you know, how important graphics are and how not important they are, depending, it's like, you know, the content is what's very important too. The best example I can think of would be like, okay, it'd be like recommending animated Ken. It's like, hey, Ken, you should watch this anime. It's beautiful, looks great. Yeah, but the story's crap.
Hilarious.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, it looks good, looks pretty. What's it about? Oh, it's about high school anime girls and this and that. I'm done.
We should be seeing this.
Those are the best anime.
Any minute now.
I think Ken would agree, right?
On an approach course to Ramsgate.
The best anime is the kind that is already in the trash and don't put it there. Which is all anime, by the way.
For Ken, anime, it's the equivalent of the memes about how to best eat kale. Where it shows them open up the kale and like saute it in butter and do all the seasoning to it, and then turn around and scrape it directly into the trash.
Smell that fresh Ramsgate air, eh?
Well, all
Don't
anime
spend
belongs
too
in the
much
trash,
time
so.
enjoying it. Cat needs every Slayer to get back in the fight as soon as they're able.
I thought you liked Dragon Ball.
And you've proven you're up to the
He doesn't
task.
count it as anime, he sees it as a cartoon.
Everyone in Ramsgate is looking for her to coordinate the response.
If
to
you
this
ask,
behemoth.
so interesting enough, I talked to
Doesn't
a
leave
Japanese
any of us
dude
a lot
about this,
of
and he was saying how
She's
in
already gone ahead to the
Japan they
block.
see anime as
She'll
any
meet her there
cartoon,
as soon as
so
you
they would
can.
call The Simpsons anime. But if you talk to any
Off you go
Western
then.
country
And
or
keep that
any
chin up.
European country in general
You'll be a full-fledged
about
Slayer in no time.
anime, they would say specifically cartoons that originate from Japan.
Yeah.
So I guess it depends on your definition.
Well, so
Well, again,
that's because they're in Japan. For them, it's just all animation. But yeah, for us, that's part of it. Okay, let's see. So I'm now in the game, and I'm in a hub.
yes, the
And
city.
I now have to figure out, it says I can hit a button to make friends. Wait, somewhere? Although it's weird, it keeps like... Oh, did it just take a while? Okay, it did take a while. Apparently, I don't know where it's pulling my friends from, because I don't recognize any of the names that are currently in here. But somewhere it
Jeez.
populated the friends list. It's cool because it shows where they're from, like PC or Xbox or PlayStation.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
So, what's your name for me to throw in there?
You can put in Saint Uther, all one word. So just like I'm in Discord.
Yep, okay. Sent request. Okay. I'm playing this very hybrid controller and... Hey look, friends.
There we go.
Okay, so I see places to shop, but considering I have like no money... Oh hey look, quest giver. The classic question mark over the head.
Can't get more obvious than the giant question mark over someone's head.
We still live in relative
Well, I
fear. You've
appreciate
been hard
the-
at it.
Because who do we credit for first giving that as a thing? That WoW is that because EverQuest didn't used to have them.
I don't know if WoW
They
was
added
one-
that later. I don't know. In fact, I don't think Ultima did. Trying to think of the other ones that were back in that day. Who first gave us the question mark for quest givers? Come on, Master Slayer.
Keep your guard up.
Masteries. Nasher. Oh wait. Oh look, all these things are.
I got the break-in achievement in Mech Warrior.
Breaking?
I don't know what the thing is. It doesn't say I can't click on it.
MechWarrior. Oh, with MechWarrior Online? Or-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah,
I recently purchased my first actual official mech, and I've been playing it a lot because World of Warships is a bullshit game.
so what mech did you choose?
I picked the Hellbringer because it's a balance of lasers and LRMs. LRM, so I can hit non-line of sight or line of sight.
Oh yeah, I've played MechWarrior, I've played BattleTech a lot, so I know the lingo.
You love me some.
I may not know the actual mech, but I know. Okay, I'm like, okay, lasers, LRM, that's good. Like if you ask my oldest brother, he's the one who introduced it to me. Like a lot of things I'm into. His hands down favorite mech of all time that he absolutely loved was the Archer.
The original Archer?
Yes.
LRM boat?
Oh, that was the missile boat, right?
Yeah, it had a great balance because
Yeah.
it had great armor, it had a great engine, good heat sinks, had 4 medium lasers, and like the 220 LRM packs on the.
Yeah, as I say, the shoulders were
Oh.
full LRMs.
The Trebuchet was the missile boat, if I remember right.
Well, there were
That's one of
several.
them, yeah.
There were several because the old
Yeah.
the Trebuchet was one. They had some. Oh gosh, there were several missile boats. I think some of the other ones I used to.
What do you know? There's a job needs doing, Slayer.
Yeah, dude, you can make your mech look really pretty, but it costs money. But I might actually do it.
I
Don't
posted
do
a
it.
link to the Archer in chat.
No, do not spend money. Avoid.
But can't I have nice things?
Yeah, I know,
You can
right?
have whatever you want.
Just make sure you don't make yourself go broke or even more broke.
I mean, how am I supposed to kill mechs unless I have superfluous mechanized angel wings and a completely useless buzzsaw in my arm? How am I supposed to kill mechs without?
Hey, I will tell you that I will admit I have. What do I want to say? I have spent money on MechWarrior, absolutely. So I cannot tell someone not to. I always tell people to be very cognizant of what it is you are spending money on.
Very true.
I now have winter wear and I look very fuzzy.
Good to
Oh,
see
you got the
Good on
Prime
you,
loop?
Slayer.
No, just the initial crafting thing.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm like the Nasher set. I'm like, oh, that's right. That's what it looks like.
Stay safe out there, Slayer. Oh, hey, Slayer. Hike scatters always. Stand by our work.
I'm just looking like I'm following that there's little arrows above that I can find people. Hey, look. Oh,
Always
okay,
good
there
to
we go.
see you, friend.
Some of these armor sets that they created look really cool, and some of them look just like what? But yeah, like if you talk to my oldest brother about BattleTech and the tabletop and everything like that, he would find so many ways to break that game. His friends sometimes didn't want to play against him.
I remember the old school because I used to play the tabletop as well. In fact, I have my original BattleTech, City Tech, Aerotech, like most of them,
Oh, wow.
and I have the new BattleTech as well. I played all the Mech Warriors from everything on the PC that's been BattleTech I've ever played, as well
We used to
as
play a
the
ridiculous amount of
RPG.
BattleTech tabletop back in the day, back in the 80s.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So also, yes, very aware. But,
Well, see, and the thing with my brother too is like it's like sometimes I look at him like, how do you think of these things? How do you find these things? And I find myself doing the same thing sometimes. It's not very well. No, because it's funny. I love telling the stories. Like when I talk to my fiance about, I talk to Ambrosia about certain things and ways I play games. Like, oh yeah, I'll grind it out hard. I'll spend lots of effort into putting in. This is the phrase I use that makes her confused. Is I'll put in maximum effort to put in minimal effort.
Right.
It's like, wait, what?
like the maximum up front.
Exactly. It's like I'll put in a lot of effort so I don't have to do so much after the fact.
Hey, think about it. That's how we got into space. Maximum effort to expend minimal effort once you're up.
Exactly.
That's exactly what I do with parking the car. I'll happily reverse into a spot, even though it's a pain in the ass to reverse there, just so later on I can just drive away nicely.
So it's interesting because with the parking a car thing, I didn't believe in it in most cases until last time I was driving in DC and had my rental car, and it wasn't a big one, but it wasn't a tiny car. But the spots at the hotel I was staying at were so ridiculously tiny that I couldn't effectively drive into them straight. Like driving directly into them, I could not get into them without fear of breaking the car. And so what I found up is reversing in with a backup camera was so much better.
Nice.
And it allowed me to actually get in there where I could see that I was perfectly even between the lines, because on the backup camera it's centered versus having to look at mirrors. And then I could pull as far back, and so I could see where the backup camera was like the actual edge of the spot. And the advantage of that is I would go in, and once I got out of the car, I'd look, and I would be parked more even in the spot than anyone around me. And it took a bit of personal pride that I wasn't being an asshat like so many others, where they just would kind of park. It was so bad. So that was the one time I said that makes sense. In bigger parking lots, though, where it's open, I'm like, nah, it doesn't make any sense. So normally I'm against it, but in the parking garage tiny spots, I'm like, yeah, I get it. I guess I'm still mixed.
That's fair. Yeah, see, for me, I don't like parking in reverse. I don't like going in reverse that much anyways.
For you, life is all about forward?
Yeah, exactly, right? I never thought about it like that. Huh.
Always progress, always forward.
Yes. Moving forward. But no, like, but back to BattleTech real fast, because, like, my brother, especially when he was playing against, like, people at a store or something like that, most of the time he'd be going against people like, oh, they got a bunch of mechs. And he'd be, like, one of the few people to show up with, like, mechs, a few mechs, lots of tanks and artillery, and they stare at him like, "What do you got those for?" You'll see.
Yeah, I used to love. Well, artillery was always a challenge, but there were certain mechs I always loved. Was the longbow that basically had an artillery piece on it and could shoot. I forget how many hexes it was, but essentially, no matter how big a battlefield you built, it could shoot from one side to the other. It had a terrible minimum range, but it was one that if you were playing on a kind of a bigger thing, you'd stick it up on a hill in the back corner, a couple other mechs around it to scout and do things, and you would just sit back and could thunk people.
Oh, what was it? One of the friends I met, they used to play it back in the day too. He says one of the things he loved to do was to make the kamikaze flee. Because you load that sucker up with like nothing. Like, you strip its armor, you strip pretty much everything to the bare bone for the most part. Make it fast and give it nothing but like ammo. So when it blew up hard.
Guys, I'm going to head off. My download's still going, so I don't think I'll have time to play anyway. So
Okay.
I'm just going to head off and do some work.
Okay, well, I was going to say if there's anything else you wanted to check out as well.
Take care, man.
I'll see you later. Thanks for hanging out.
And when are you, when do you become a normal human again?
How many days was it?
Next month, my hand.
I want to call him to your location.
Next Monday?
Set up a flare.
No, end of next month.
End of next month. Okay.
So by August.
So, yeah, August 1st, technically. Well, that's my handing for my thesis. Now I need to prepare for my oral examination. So...
Ooh!
So that's quite a stressful thing as well, but we'll see. So, I'll see you later.
Alright, Ken. Do that. Act around.
No, see, like, what was it? I think it was Mech Warrior, or either way, it was one of those. It involved mechs. I figured I'll take Mech Warrior. Either way, my brother was playing. This is back when he used to live in Las Vegas. He was playing at a tournament at his local store that they were having, and he's in the finals. And it's like the last turn. He's barely got the lead, but he's got one mech that's about to fall apart. Like, next turn is his opponent's last turn, and all he needs to do is cap the darn thing, and he's dead. He'll lose. My brother will lose. So, with his last turn, he decided to purposefully target near his own mech with his artillery. And he's like, okay, because you can't target your own.
Oh, that's brilliant.
You can't target your own guy, but you can target near it. So he purposely went danger close, and wouldn't you know, when he scattered pretty much right on top of the mech and blew it up. And then his opponent's like, oh, that's my point. It's like, no, it's not. What do you mean it's not your point? Not my point. Your mech's dead. I get the point, right? No, my artillery scattered onto my own mech, and I blew it up. So they called the judge over, and they're like trying to explain what's going on. And the judge sided with my brother. He's like, no, that's his own fault. He screwed his own mech. You did not finish it off. You don't get the point. So next turn, he couldn't do anything to grasp the lead away from my brother, and he was all kinds of pissed.
Yeah, I can understand.
It's that kind of day in Mech Warrior where I get one good game out of 3 because all the damn kids are on.
That's how my buddy feels like when he's playing Overwatch. He'll get like 1 or 2 good matches, and then he'll just get nothing but trash.
Yeah, that's exactly how it is in World of Warships. Only trouble is in World of Warships, people actually have time to take their hands off of steering their ship and talk shit to each other.
That could be frustrating. See, I never pay attention to any of those things, and I guess I never get high enough up in the games to really have it be a thing that affects me.
Well, I mean, there's a way to get around that. You just disable chat.
But yeah, that is absolutely one of the ways you can do it. Normally I'm a big fan of. Now, the one thing I'm noticing about this is I can't really tell the condition of the animal we're fighting.
Yeah, that's the one thing I had about him. Like, there is no way to really know how close you are to killing it or not. You just gotta keep pounding on it until it drops.
Yeah. But we took out the first hunting party thing, so that was good. I don't care about coloring my...
Like I told my buddy and my fiance when I got them into this game, I told them, go against the weakest creature again a few times with different weapons and find the one that you like most.
Yeah, I'll have to play back for it, because right now it's the initial sword. And admittedly, I tend to just go down the linear path and rarely explore.
Slayer, good to see you.
Oh, so I told you guys Doc on Twitter. I don't know if I told you as well, St. Luther. My motherboard blew up. My ROG 4. So guess what I get to do tomorrow? I get to go buy a new mother. Yeah, I know, dude. 5 years of loyal service.
Wow.
That's tough.
Isn't it like how things are, though? It's like, after they fall out of warranty, all of a sudden they just die on you. Like, why?
Yeah. Well, I could go and build myself just a new, grab a new motherboard, processor, and RAM. And then I'll have actually, aside from the storage, a brand new computer.
Yeah, that would be a thing.
Yeah, see, the thing that died on me recently, about a week or two ago, one of my 2 terabyte external hard drives full of anime and stuff died.
Ah.
Well, it was full of anime and old shows, so I lost the entire collection of Friends and the old Top Gear with Hammond, May, and Clarkson. And a bunch of old anime that I'd watched the crap out of, but still I'm like, no!
Yeah, this is where, when I upgraded to my NAS that I have now, to essentially avoid some of that.
The Slayer who wields them.
NAS. Oh wait, isn't those
Network attached
servers?
storage. So I'm running. Yeah, I'm running a server now that I have 2 RAID 5 setups. One that's about 10 terabytes and one that's about 12. One that's like 8 and one's like 12 terabyte storage.
Wow, I didn't know you had. So it's a 10 terabyte capacity, but you don't actually have that much information on there.
No. Slowly adding up, I think, because photo-wise, I have somewhere like 6 terabytes of photos, and then my other media, videos, things like that, porn, all that good stuff. No. I think I have somewhere like 5 terabytes of that so far.
Nice. I was like recently, a while back when I upgraded to Windows 10, I discovered, well, right before I upgraded to Windows 10, I discovered this program called Compact GUI that one of my friends was telling me about, and what it is GUI? GUI. It basically shrinks down games, but it doesn't screw their performance.
It shrinks down games.
Yeah, it shrinks down it basically compresses the game files, so it doesn't eat up as much hard drive space. But and I have not noticed a dip in performance. The game still looks good, still plays fine, no errors, no nothing.
Interesting. I'd be curious to understand more about that.
Yeah, like what was it? Because a while back I picked up a game. Like last year I picked up Conan Exiles, and that game eats up a crap ton of hard drive.
Yeah.
What game again?
Conan Exiles on Steam. I think it's like 110, it's like 100 and some odd gigs. It's over 100 gigs of space it eats.
Wait, is that the MMO Conan?
No, that's the survival one.
It's where they went with it, basically.
So I'm like, geez, 100 and some odd gigs of space. So I found that program shortly after and was like, okay, how much can you reduce it by? Let's point it at it and see what happens. So after about 20 minutes of it doing its thing, my hard drive space all of a sudden freed up like another 50 some odd gigs. It almost cut the size in half.
That's kind of crazy.
I'm like, geez. I mean, there's some games you can point at it and it'll free up like maybe a gig or a couple megabytes because that gets already really well compressed or the space is well used. I don't know. My buddy knows more about computer stuff than I do. I'm like, it's computery science stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
Imagine.
Gotcha.
I just know the results.
Interesting. Well, so let's see. You said. Now I'm really curious. Okay. So you said it's called.
Some of them might not even make it to Slayer.
What?
It's not a job that's
Oh, the program?
It was Compact.
Yeah, Compact.
GUI.
Yeah, Compact GUI, I think, or GUI, whatever you want to call it. I say GUI because, yeah.
The graphical user interface version. Okay, compress any game with no impact on performance. Let's see. Not every game gets compressed very well. Some are almost mind-boggling.
Well, sometimes I regret giving up my Slayer training. Then I remember I'm alive.
And yeah, like the other game I just recently compressed was, again, it's another larger ass game on Steam. I got it because, you know, I got it for like cheap. Atlas. I still hadn't installed it until like the other day. And it was like 125 gigs, and I compressed it down to like 60.
downright inspiring.
Interesting.
Might just be turning into an optimist.
My buddy says, you know, it's because there's a lot of bloat or something in some of these games and
Well,
not optimized.
I tend to agree in general because I believe that a lot of people or a lot of developers have gotten lazy with how they do things. So I can kind of see where that happens. Because as disk spaces have simply increased, right? It allows developers just to be lazy.
Let's
Yeah,
track
pretty
this
much.
beast down.
It's the same argument. Actually, I have a ton. One of my big complaints in how things have changed over is that what I want to say is that companies don't take advantage of discs anymore, and it bothers me a lot because it's something that.
How dangerous could it be?
It's something that they used
Steady
to,
on, Skipper.
in my opinion, do a better job of using the storage that was basically optical media, and they have gotten lazy where like Blu-ray has enough
Name the
bandwidth
destination.
that you should
This
be
won't
able
wait.
to just
Adventure awaits.
stream all the content off of a Blu-ray drive and not actually install it to a hard drive. But it seems like the way everyone does it today is they just install every game file they can to a hard drive because it's like, oh, it'll be faster that way.
Interesting new things for interesting
And I'm not a
people.
fan of that. I just think it's lazy.
I think you'll prove capable.
I see what you're saying.
It's just,
Oh, wait.
it's.
Oh, okay. It was shared in the. Oh, this is from 3 hours ago on the VtW Nerdy Facebook. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. It's like I'm looking at the one thing. It's like if the words on your skin appeared on your, if the words you spoke appeared on your skin, would you still be beautiful? And it's the picture of from, as I think Key and Peele, wherever he's just sweating profusely. It's like gamers. It's like, uh-oh. Yes, because we've all seen those or had interactions at least at one point with a gamer, and it's just like, wow, that's what comes out of your mouth.
Alright, let's see. Stuff going. Now, granted, I'll also tell you that I have to leave in about. I have to leave here in a bit to take my cousin to the airport, so.
Oh, that's fun.
Kind of getting the basic initial. What's this game? Oh.
I mean, for me, it's a good it's a good time waster, a good time sink for me, and it's one of those things like I can get in, you know, kill a monster or two, and it's like, oh, I gotta go in like another 5 minutes or so. So I'll just jump out now. Done.
Yeah, I like that. Well, and the controls I'm getting a little more used to. Helps. Funny, I see little hiccups, but the nice thing is it is running 4K on my setup.
Yeah, and that's the thing. My buddy and I have talked about this game. It's like, okay, it's not perfect. No game is, but I mean, for the price of free, I can overlook those minor.
Yeah, no. There are so many things that our group will sit there and say, but it's free 99.
That's what I was about to say.
I will admit, there's a lot I can forgive for free 99.
Exactly. I'm like, okay, if I paid like $30 for this game, then I would be a little more about it.
I'd be pissed.
But I paid $0. So yay. Although admittedly, I have invested actual money in the game now too because I wanted to buy cosmetic stuff. Because I'm like,
well, it is the model of how these games work.
Yeah. Well, it's not only that because I also, again, another thing I've learned from ShowX too, ShowX VtW, and before ShowX is vote with your dollars. I like this. I like this, so I want it to continue to thrive and become better. So here's money, make it better.
I will never feel bad about someone who is spending money to support something they enjoy.
Exactly.
I will caution people all the time about spending money just to spend money, or feeling like going after chasing the cookie kind of thing. But if it's legitimately, I appreciate this. Like, yeah, do that.
Yeah.
I can do this harder hunt if this works. I'm also testing because I'm streaming this right now back on the show page to see Tom Bad Guy telling us that we need to try to work to be affiliated on Twitch. The problem is that requires streaming more than once a week.
Maybe.
No, it does. It's part of the rules.
Oh,
Yeah, you have to be. It's what is it, like 3 days a week or some kind of
I think
amount
it's
of
at
hours
least
like that?
2 separate days a week or something like
I
that.
think
But
too, yeah.
and so he was recommending that we could stream gaming on the Show X page and try to work towards that affiliate link. So I guess there would be advantages to that.
That's true.
For all of you people who watch Twitch streams all the time.
Raise his hand.
Yeah.
That are not me.
I'm gonna be actually doing some streaming this summer.
Oh, good.
There's not a second to lose.
Yeah, I stream every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
I'm gonna be basically streaming to my nephews.
Very cool.
Yes.
And see, that's funny. That's how I started streaming because, again, going back to topic from way earlier, oldest brother who lived and breathed Battletech. When the Battletech game came out like a year or so ago on Steam, I helped kickstart it because I'm like, dude, this looks so cool.
Yeah, so did I.
So I kickstarted the sucker, and then when I finally got my hands on it, I'm like, this is gonna be so cool. I talked to my brother about it, and he's like, this sounds good. It sounds like old schoolness. It sounds great. He can't play it because now he lives in Hawaii and he doesn't really have a system to make him do this sort of thing anymore. So I was like, okay. So I'm like, what can I do? Is there a way I can show him the game and stuff like that? So I started streaming on Twitch. And he would watch my broadcast after a while. After the fact, when he had time. Like, oh, okay, cool. So he watched it for a while. I was like, oh, cool, I see, it's nice. And then I just kept doing it a little bit after the fact.
Take a moment to recover.
Oh yeah, the icy guy. I hate that phase where he becomes invincible.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I wasn't sure what did it, but definitely became invincible. It's like, oh, you bastard.
Yeah, so you gotta kill his little...
I figure you have to do the ads first.
Yeah, you kill his minions, they give you a buff, and that helps you break his armor.
That's the end of the buff. So were you noticing that from the stream or from?
What was that?
So when you noticed that, you're like, oh, that guy. wasn't sure if you were watching the stream unless
Yeah, I'm
you
watching
saw where I'm
that.
at. So challenge is, it does look like I have to like do it and then hit him a couple times and then run away again.
Yeah, his arm will break here in a minute, looks like.
Nothing win again. Alright. So it looks like I really only have to take out like one of these guys and then I can go after him again.
Yeah, pretty much for every little guy you kill, you'll see that extra buff on your bar there, and there'll be a number next to it, and it'll tell you how many times you can strike. Oh, his armor's broken now.
Yay, he did.
Yeah, he's one of the behemoths I don't like to fight too often because of that stupid armored phase.
Anything that gets a instant like thing or whatever is kind of like, damn it.
I've restocked the stores. Right. See you later. We setting sail soon? Steady as she goes.
Gotta learn what all my S and stuff are.
I'll never forget what my buddy said when he first got that armor set. It's like, I look like a waterbender.
Yeah, it absolutely does.
Hey, have you guys been watching Good Omen on Amazon?
You mean binged it in a single night and already done? I mean, isn't that what everyone else did? Because that's what I did.
I think I did 3 or 4 episodes the other night.
Yeah. I just watched them all.
Like, do you guys know that there's this thing called sleep?
So now the nice thing is, Good Omens isn't actually that many episodes.
Yeah, I think it's 8.
If that, it's like 6 or 8. So it's actually not that many. It's just one of those things that started watching it like, oh, this seems cool. Watched it some more. Yeah, this is still cool. Kept watching it.
I'm enjoying
it. I really like it. I thought the actors were great. I think they play well off each other. So I was a big fan. And we'll happily talk about that one. Plus, I had the book, read it. I love.
Oh, so you have the deep mind.
Well, it's funny because it's been a long time since I've read anything, and so it was a lot of it was kind of tickled the memory, and I'd go somewhere and be like, "Ah, yeah, that's what this is." So there was some of that. I don't know where I'm supposed to turn in the hunt part.
Aren't you swift and mysterious?
You look capable, if not entirely fashionable.
Go with deadly grace.
Yeah, oh well, I'll figure it out. I am going to take off here shortly, though. Although, I will admit, tempted, Hando, because we were trying to get MechWarrior to work the other day and couldn't get it to run. When we were at Game Fest, it wouldn't find a match.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, alright, so I'm going to kill